So good morning. I'm Andy Shively with the City Manager's Office, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here to celebrate a $34 million investment in the Marlborough community. Thank you. The city is committed to leveraging each dollar invested in order to maximize the benefit to the community. And it's also important that we celebrate those successes when that occurs. And this is one such project where we took vacant land and transformed it into a community amenity, at the same time reducing overflows in our city. And that's quite an accomplishment, and we are all very proud, and we're thankful for the team of people that made that happen. We started design in 2013 with a competition, went to hard design in 2014 with CDM Smith, and then went to construction as we did a groundbreaking in May of 2016 with Rodmacher. So I'd like to thank all of our partners, the Marlborough Community Coalition, and everyone that had a hand in making today happen. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming out to celebrate with us this great project. We are standing here at the site of 81st and Troost, which Andy said is total combined investment in this community has been about $34 million. This project alone was in the range of about $9 million. But not only is it a great green infrastructure project, but it demonstrates our ability to solve the bigger issue, which is the overflow throughout the city. The city maintains thousands of miles of sewers and combined sewers, and the goal is for us to be able to divert some of this water to reduce the flooding throughout the community. This project, while it is a really nice amenity, it also serves as a stormwater basin. So when we have heavy rains, it will absorb the water and allow it to go back into the system at a normal pace versus creating flooding and overflow throughout the neighborhoods. And so I'd like to thank Brenda Thomas and Diane Hirschberger from the Marlborough Community Coalition for all their continued support throughout this process. So thank you all for your efforts, all the consultants, all the contractors, and all of you all's long-term, long-suffering as we made it through this process. There are more phases to come. Playground equipment will be installed. There'll be an amphitheater. There's a flat ground I've just learned out here that can be used for multi-purposes, football games, soccer games. We will find innovative ways to program this space, and it will definitely be maintained for the community. So with all this that's coming about, it's definitely a huge investment for Marlborough as a neighborhood, and we're hopeful to see private investment to follow. Thank you.
I want to thank you all for coming out as well. The one thing that Councilwoman did not mention is that this green infrastructure saves us money. We were able to do this with a $34 million budget versus $50 million, $55 million if we were to do it with regular gray infrastructure. So that's something to be applauded within itself. To be innovative enough to do those kind of things is what we're looking to do with our staff, with the contractors here in Kansas City, and we want to just celebrate those kind of things that are going to make us an all-American city, where we can have green infrastructure, have water quality, and as well as saving the dollars that will be spent on infrastructure that is not as a beautification piece as this is. So thank you all for coming out, and thank you again.
I just want to thank Councilman Barnes and Councilwoman Kennedy for their leadership on this. This is one of the largest infrastructure projects in the city right now, and I think it's important, because of all the things said, to really thank the neighborhood, the Marlborough Community Coalition. This is a better project with your input, and we really appreciate your working with the city to make this a better project. This also, I think, is important because we need infrastructure improvements in every part of the city, and we're showing that commitment with this project. I was just recently at the 22nd, 23rd Street connector at Prospect. That will do a lot to improve the quality of life and surrounding neighborhoods, but also as we make infrastructure investments that supports neighborhoods, but it also helps small businesses want to locate in parts of the city where we need more small businesses. So this has a lot of benefits. I just want to thank everybody involved. It's a great project, and let's go ahead and cut the ribbon and get this thing going. Thank you.
So we want to, on behalf of the neighbors and the Marlborough Community Coalition, thank the city, in particular Councilwoman Kennedy, for inclusiveness in approaching the neighborhood in this project, as well as Councilman Barnes, Troy Schulte, for involving us in all of the conversations of how to leverage this investment as a revitalization tool in our neighborhood. You know, there's a lot of ways we could cry for revitalization of buildings and commercial, infrastructure and those sorts of things. But a green space is the leading tool. People want to live in areas where they can be outside immediately, not drive across the town. And the green infrastructure projects through Marlborough help do that, as well as some of the ancillary projects. They're not small projects, but a livable streets corridor and other things that will be connecting the green infrastructure sites will make this actually a really unique asset for revitalization in our neighborhood. So we appreciate that and thank everyone. Thank you. And you want to say anything?
1, 2, 3.
Marlborough!